Welcome back, everybody. It's that time of year again, not spooky season, even though it can be a bit scary. I am talking about Medicare's annual enrollment period. It opened up on October 15th and it runs through December 7th. Today, Mike Berto, a healthcare economist and the author of the Straight Talk blog, is here to share some tips for what you need to be thinking about before you choose your plan. Mike, it's that time again.
It seems like just yesterday.
Literally,
we were doing this,
last
right?
year, you know what I'm saying? It's always a great topic because every year there are new people who now qualify for Medicare. Shout out to my 65 plus. And you know, a big tip you always offer, which I love to remind people of, is the 3 Ps. Tell us what the 3 Ps are.
You know, when you shop for a Medicare plan nowadays, you're going to have a lot of choices, but it's critical that you think about those 3 Ps. Number one, physician. You want to make absolutely sure the docs that you use on a regular basis are part of your plan. You don't want to be in an out-of-network situation. That drives cost, it drives confusion. Second is pharmacy. By the time we get to 65, most of us are on a couple of prescriptions. Wouldn't it be nice to know ahead of time that your plan's going to cover the drugs you need and know exactly what your copays are going to be? Absolutely. And then Medicare Advantage plans have what we call plan value, extras, things like discounts on health club memberships and that sort of thing. And so you can shop those as you're moving through the process.
It is good to know. Write that down, everybody, or take a photo of your TVs right now. The 3 Ps, they are so important. Now let's talk about how enrollment works, right? For people who qualify, tell us a little bit more about the dates. When does the period really get, you know, into everything, and what do we need to know?
The important thing to remember is tens of thousands of Louisianians are aging into Medicare every single month of the year as they turn 65. But the government has set aside this special period that runs from now until December the 7th, okay, where you can change and select a plan if you don't think you're in the right plan, or if you're just getting started. No harm, no foul. You can make those changes. Again, not a good idea to do this on your own. A lot of choices out there. I highly recommend you use an agent. You don't have to choose anything. You're never obligated to buy. And these guys have already done all the homework, been federally certified. They know what they're doing. They can help.
Some great tips, and I like that the resources are out there, and you don't necessarily have to buy. At the end of the day, we're talking about healthcare here, everybody. You know, it's so important. Also, I watch a lot of TV, no secret. I always hear Medicare Advantage, you know, plan A, B, C, D. What does that mean, Mike?
Well, the last thing we want to do is make it too simple, right?
Right, right, exactly.
So the reality is that when the government set up Medicare, it's 3 health plans.
Okay.
Part A is your hospital coverage, right? Part B is when you go to the doctor, or if you have outpatient procedures or physical therapy, stuff like that. Part D is drug coverage. But if you get a Part C plan, Medicare Advantage, quite often it's A, B, and D all rolled into one plan, much easier to understand and to use as you go forward.
Now, is this something that we have to add on to our plan? Is this something that already comes with our plan?
Well, when people enroll in Medicare Advantage, typically they're already qualified for Part A. Because what happens is, as you work during your work life, you're building up points towards your Part A credibility.
Okay.
And by the time you've worked 40 quarters in your life, paying those bills, your Part A doesn't have a premium. It's free. But your Part B will always have some sort of premium that goes with it. And those are the kind of things that the Medicare Advantage plan will include. You'll pay that premium. You might not pay any premium for your Part C plan, or it might be 50 or 100 bucks a month. It's a very reasonable alternative.
And when we sign up for Medicare, if we qualify, of course, it starts, what, January 1?
Well, any plans that you switch or enroll in during this annual enrollment period become effective on January 1st. Typically, though, you can start shopping for a Medicare plan months before your 65th birthday. So don't wait till the last minute. And even if you miss the birthday, you have a couple months after that to enroll.
And this is not just a conversation for people who have now qualified for Medicare. For people who are already on Medicare and want to make changes, you need to go into your account and make the changes, correct?
Exactly, because our needs change as we age.
Okay, say that again.
Our needs change as we age. And we may not be in the plan we ultimately need to be in every single year. So this annual enrollment period, which will end on December 7th, is a chance to kind of look into 2024 and say, what are my needs going to be for the next 12 months?
Good to know. So whether you are just starting out or you've been a customer for several years, go and check your benefits. Mike, thank you so much for joining us today. As always, healthcare economist in the house, everybody. And look, if you need some help finding and selecting the best Medicare plan for you, log on to bcbslaplan.com/Medicare. And you can connect with an agent by calling the number on your screen. And if you're hard of hearing, there is a number there for you as well. And don't forget, they have Medicare Made Easy, awesome videos online as well. Check that out.